Welcome to Bowman Tutorial. So today in my tutorial we'll be talking about asset database. We're going to discuss about the different type of asset database. So to help us to understand what we'll be talking about, I got a little presentation slide that will help us. So we're going to see what is asset database, how to open MIS asset from Windows 10 operating system, types of database object in MIS asset, type of database management system. So that's what we're going to talk about. So the first one is, what is asset database? So asset database is a software application that is designed by Microsoft Word Corporation to set up a database in which records are stored and retrieved quickly. If you look there, you will see database. So what is database? Database is an organized collection of related database or information that is commonly stored as a table. Now let's look at it bit by bit. Let's look at data. So remember, data can be anything. So to help us to understand it, I said it is a raw material or unprocessed information. That's what they call data. So the base is where information are kept. So when you combine those two words together, again, it will help us to understand that database is an organized collection of data or information that is stored as a table. So when the data is being processed, it referred to as information. Based on that information that you receive, you can be able to make decisions. So we're going to play with different tables. Each of these tables have to be linked to one another. So that process is what they call relationship. So the process of linking one or more tables with a common field name is called relationship. Somebody may ask, how can I open my asset database from Windows 10 operating system? The first thing you need to do is you need to go to the Start menu. So you need to click there. Then you need to go to All Programs. Then you need to go to Microsoft Office. And you also need to look for Microsoft Office Access 2016. That's what you need to do. Now, what are the types of database objects in Microsoft Access? So we have basic database object, and the first one is tables. So Access is all about tables. So in the tables just have Excel looking, where you have rows and columns. So we're going to have similar thing in MIS asset. We're going to have field, and in that field we'll also determine the data type that we need to assign to it. Then we also have query view. The query view is where you ask the database questions. For example, maybe you're creating a table for student name or a student grade table, and you want to know the student with the highest mark. You can run a query for it. You want to know how many female students, how many male students, and you want to know student with the least grade. You can also run query view, or by means of query view you can be able to get it. Now we have the database application. The database application is where we have form. So it has been recommended to put information into the table. It will be good that you use the form view. And also we have reports. So after your database, maybe your boss or whoever requests it will want to have a report. So by means of report, you can be able to get a report done, and quickly you can send it to your boss or whosoever requests for it. So the type of database, what are the type of database? So we have MLS asset, we have my SQL, which represents structured query language, and we have Oracle. So MLS asset is for medium or smaller businesses are the one who use MLS asset. But for bigger businesses, they use MySQL or Oracle. And one of the advantage that MySQL and Oracle has over asset database is MySQL and Oracle can be stored within the cloud. It can be used by bigger businesses or companies. So when it is stored in the cloud, any part of the world you go, you can have access to your database by means of MySQL or Oracle. And one of the advantages to MySQL have or MLS asset is you can be able to assign roles to people in the company depending on their position that they have in the company. They can have some privilege of viewing certain type of database and also not to view certain type of database. So this is it. So let's do small practice. Let's create a table. So the first thing, if you want to create a table, you come here to Blend Desktop Database. So you click on this. You have to give your database name. So you can come here. Do not come to create or right away. You have to give a database name. So you come here like this. I say the name of my database is class. So the class work. Like the name. So where I want to store it, I come here for the location. You can create a folder for it if you want to, but for the sake of this demonstration, I will just store it in music. So I press OK. Then I come here now to create. So I click here. You will notice that my database is in datasheet view, but it's been recommended that you always use design view instead of using datasheet view to set up your tables. So what I can do, I come here like this, click here, then save it first. They will ask me to name it. So before I do this, I want to know the type of database that I want to develop, whether it's a student database or for employee or for customer. So you should have in mind the type of database that you want to develop, and you should also get a little sketch of what you want to include within the database. So for the demonstration, we're going to create two tables. One table will be for student grades and another table will be for personal information. So let's take, for example, if I come here to the name, so I put student and I put this one. So I know the reason why I'm putting this one there. So why I said student name. So I say okay. So from there I come here like this to design view. So when I come to design view, you will see automatically the database has generated primary key. So if you don't determine your primary key, it will design or it will destinate your own primary key. So also remember that a primary key is a unique key. It cannot be duplicated in the database. So, but I don't want this one that say RD. Maybe you say RD001, RD002. I don't want it like that. I want to determine my own. Instead of RD, maybe I want to have STD. So for example, if I want to have STD, I come to format here. So I put quotation, and I put STD, and I close it with a quotation, and I put 1, 2, 3. Then I press the tab key. So now I come here. So remember, we have a field name and we have the data type. So the field name is, maybe you have like first name, last name, middle name. Then the data type will be assigned to each field. So I come here and I say I have first name. So whenever you do your database, there should be no space. So if you want space, you use this method to create space. So now I come here like this. I say short test. So I come here, middle name, and I put the same short test. Then I come to last name. I put the same short test. Now I come to the grades. So grades here will be number. I come to number. I come back here. I change it. You can also use short test if you want to, but we will use number, and we'll use the same number. As you go, you can also save it, and I'll come here to accept. I can also use numbers. You can also use numbers. And I'll come to PowerPoint. You can also use numbers. Then I can save it. I come to the next one, which is total. I want to know the total. I want to know the total grades for this. So I come here. Remember now we're coming to use a different data type. So you use calculated. You click on calculated, and if you click on calculated, you can also come here like this to DOS. You double click on it, put the plus sign, double click on the one, put the plus sign, double click on the one, put the plus sign, double click on the one, put the plus sign, double click on this, and you say OK. Then you press Ctrl S. You want to add more tables, or sorry, you want to add more columns and row. So the next one is I come to Irish. So I come here, come to calculator. So you take total. So we have 5 grades. So total divided by 5. And you press OK. So we have already created this table. So if you want to create another more table, you come here to create, and you come to table design. Another table will be created. So you can come here like this. You come to save, and you want to put the name of the table there. So this will be personal info. Personal, oh sorry. So you take personal info. Okay, you say okay. You say yes. So it will determine the field name. So you come here, you put, just for the sake of argument, you can put ID, and you can put auto number. Alright. So you can come back, you save it, you say okay. So they have already created an ID. You have created the ID already. Alright, so I want to format my ID. So I come here and say ST. Sorry, so you put your quotation, put ST, D, quotation close, and put 1, 2, 3. Press the tab P. So you come here to student address, because there's the information now. So you press student address, come here like this to student address. So the student address. So this one, see what we're coming to use here for student address. So you can take short test. So you come to gender, this gender. So you come here like this. You come to data tab. You're going to use local wizard. So you come here, look for local wizard, and you say open. You say I have my value. You say next. So I come here. I put male and I put female, and I say finish. You will see as we go ahead. So you can press Ctrl S, you save it. Then you come to start date. Go to start date. So you come here, the data tab we're going to use. You go to use. You can log here and you can choose date and time. So automatically the software will determine your own date and time. So you come here like this to community. Choose community. So you can come here. You can, if you want to, you can use short text or you can go and use local wizard, but we'll use short text. So if you want to add image, so you can save this. If you want to add image, you come here and you click on, maybe you say you want to put picture, the student picture. So picture, come here like this. You can take attachment. So you take attachment. You can either take attachment or you take this object. So that's the attachment. Okay. So now if you finish like this, you just press Ctrl S. So remember when we were doing our database, we say student grade, but I made mistake here and I said student name. So how can we correct this? So the first thing, you close your table. Come here, close your table, and you close your table. You say yes. So you close your table. Now your table closed like this. You click here, you right click, and you go to rename. You see letter from here. So now from here you can be able to rename your table. So you come here, you say grade. You see it? So you come here, it been changed. So now let's come here like this to our student table or student grade table. So you notice all the information is here. So this area is what they call the data sheet view, but it's not being recommended to input data, but for demonstration sake we're going to use it, and as time go by I will teach you guys how to create form. So let's come here to first name. So first name, I'll put the first name and I'll come here like this, press the tab key, I'll go to last name, press the tab key, go to last name, press the tab key, and I choose 94, press the tab key, I choose 85, press the tab key, I choose 78, press the tab key, I choose 75, press the tab key, I choose 98. So you will notice as I have already calculated the total. They found the total for you, and also they found the average. You can even put this same figure into a calculator and you will also get the total and you will also get the average. So let's look at the next table and let's carry a demonstration for the next table and see some of the things we have here. So when you finish, just press Ctrl S. You come here like this. You can close it. Then you come here to personal information is open. So we say address now, so we want to add address there. So the first address I want to add here is where you see, so I'll come here like this and I'll put Loughborough, the where I live. So you see, so I'll come here like this. So now if I come to gender, I click down here, you see it gave me male or female, so I can just come here and select this. I come to start date, it gave me the calendar, so I can determine the date from here. I can go here like this if I want to go in front, the start date. If I want to come behind, so if I can come here like this, I choose any date and you look, it will appear here. So the community, you can be able to tap this, you can be able to tap this. So you come here like this. So you can be able to put attachments. So you come to manage, it will bring you here. You come to add, so you look for where you have it. So let's take for example, I have it to picture. So I come here, okay, I choose this picture and I put it there, and I say add, or I can see I already finished adding it, so it's already there. So I can just come to this one, I click here like this, and I can say save. Yeah, so it's already saved. And I can come here like this and say yeah, I've already added it there. So when I finish, I just come to OK. So you see one attachment has been imported. So thank you for watching. This is Boyman tutorial. So the next tutorial, I will also teach you how to run basic query and how to update your database, how to also create form. So thank you for watching. This is Boyman tutorial.